Manus flat on the canvas. We are ready to rock and roll. Second round of action. There is a cut on Manus.
Yeah. Jesus. Martial arts. Yeah.
Like my man B-Hop got dropped out the ring last night. I need a little judo baby. I need me a little judo baby, and let's do it, Ron.
You see what they'll do this? You got a face for radio.
That's got a face for radio.
That's nice.
Martial arts chat.
Hello and welcome to the Martial Arts Chat podcast, and on tonight's show we'll be reacting to last night's UFC 227. It took place in the Staples Centre in LA, headlined by Cody and TJ Dillashaw. Later we'll be answering your fan questions. Remember, you can continue to hit me up during the live stream at Martial Arts Chat on Twitter, or hit us up on facebook.com/Martial Arts Chat. Before I introduce tonight's panel, a shout out to the sponsors, A1 Fight Gear. A1 Fight Gear use the latest cutting-edge boxing gloves for professional amateur fighters, gym enthusiasts and kickboxers. Local and national gyms in the UK, do yourselves a favour, go check out a1fightgear.com. And if you want to get back into shape or continue to trim the fat off, beastgear.co.uk is where you're going to go, and the coupon code is Martial Arts Chat to save 15% off core sliders, straps and barbell pads, all sorts of strength and conditioning programs to suit your needs. Finally, we're also sponsored by MMA Takeover. For all your latest MMA news around the world, go to MMATakeover.com and for the real MMA rankings. So to tonight's panel, delighted he's returning to the show from MMA Nature. It's Mr. Matthew Penny. Matthew, how you doing, mate?
Yeah, not too bad. Thanks for having me on again. I hate these 3 a.m. main cards in the summer because, the sun starts to come up at like 4:45 here in the UK. And it's like, so I think it was like the second co-main last night, and the sun was just starting to rise, and I was like, oh God, this is horrible. But I stuck through it, and excited to talk about it today.
You're a soldier, man. Fair play. As always, a favourite on the show from the dry, I hear, Sunday town of Lubbock, Texas. It's Mr. Kevin Jones. Kev, how you doing, mate?
Oh, I'm doing great, man. It's a beautiful day. I think it's only about 90 degrees right now, man. So we're sitting pretty, and of course it's dry. It's been way too dry this summer. I would like to say that I would just prefer all the cards to be over in Europe. I can watch them in the middle of the day, and it'll work out fine for me. So let's switch up the time for you guys, and we need more cards. We need more cards that start early in the morning. We can get to a bar early, drink our fill, and watch all the cards, and you guys don't have to stay up till 3 a.m. watching fights.
I remember when it was Dan Henderson and Michael Bisping in I think it was Manchester, and they put it on, stateside time, and everybody was like outraged. But I was outraged as well. But I was also thinking, well, what about the drinking? It's drinking alcohol. Oh yeah, shows your math train. I thought, I was like, well, what about the drinking? 3 in the morning.
Yeah. I remember seeing the scenes of outside of that deal, man. People were going crazy. Y'all probably partied all night getting ready for the deal, and that was great for y'all. I hear the bars don't close over there on nights like that.
I think the actual arena, the bars had to shut at like 3 a.m. I think. So. Oh,
is that how they did it? Right.
So when the main card
shut at 3 a.m. Get y'all's ass in the arena and go watch some fights, pay for this.
Yeah, that's superb. Guys, reactions to some fights from last night before we answer the fan questions. Now let's start. I've been struggling with his surname all day. Renato Monciano, I think I'll go with that. Relatively unknown from where I was sitting from last night. Cub Swanson, I'm a huge fan of the guy, and he gets a hometown cheer, and then he finds himself getting finished, rear naked choke at the hands of the Brazilian, puts himself probably into title contention with that victory over Swanson. We'll start with Kevin on this one. Kev, how did you rate the performance in this fight, mate?
I'm going to go with Renato Monciano. I don't know if that's right either, but it sounds good. Yeah, dude's definitely flown under the radar, man. And Cub Swanson's a dude that's up and down. We've seen that even since his days in the WEC. And he did get a bunch of shine with his win streak that he had a while back, but he's always up and down, man. And I feel like whenever he gets to that level of competition, that's when he get busted down a peg.
Right.
And this guy Renato has definitely flown under the radar, man. I mean, I don't know hardly anything about him, but they're talking about, he deserves a shot at Brian Ortega after this. So I think he said in his post-fight conference he wanted to be for interim title or something. I mean, I'm just not going to touch that with a stick. But Brian Ortega's hot right now. Making that fight would be great, or putting him in there with another dude that's right towards the top. Man, this dude definitely got himself some clout and got himself some juice last night.
Oh, no doubt, no doubt. I mean, I'm saying relatively unknown, but looking at his record, it's like he holds a victory over Jeremy Stevens and stuff. I don't know. It is a total fly under the radar job. Like, I don't know. I've never really caught wind of this guy.
He's fought Brian Ortega before.
Sure, I think that may be his only loss. I might be mistaken. But yeah, promising fighter for sure.
I mean, no doubt, man. And I think that it's weird. With so many shows, when the UFC was putting so many shows on, but now, I mean, since this new company's taken over, I think we're seeing more quality cards on here. We're seeing the right spots in the right places. I think they're playing a little less favorites and trying to fatten their pocketbook and put the right dudes on TV. So, props to this dude for getting on the main card and showing out the way he did. Definitely,
Matthew. What about you? What are your thoughts on this fight, brother?
Well, I'm going to just say his surname how they said it in the commentary last night. I'm going to say Moicano.
Moicano, right.
He looks like the real deal. And like we've already said, his only UFC loss came against Ortega in 2017. So, especially after dropping Cub, he looked dominant. Cub is a nice guy, and he's like, one of the good guys of the sport. But he does...
His name's Cub, for God's sakes, right?
Yeah. Yeah, and he's always like good with press and everything, and I think he's had a couple of good wins, but mostly he loses against like the higher guys. So I don't know where he goes from here. I mean, I he's probably earning quite well against the good, the high guys. So he'll probably just keep doing what he's doing. But Moicano looks good. I think he called for an interim title fight after last night. I think
he called for an interim title fight. Fuck. I suppose the state of that division as well. Yeah.
I hate guys who call for openly up for an interim title.
I hate interim belts. I hear you, man.
And it's interim title. It doesn't really exist. Say I should fight Ortega, and y'all should just put it on, put the belt on it.
The right words really should just be, I want a fight for like the number one, like contender slot. Is really what he really wants. But yeah, he looks the real deal. Looks good.
I'm impressed so far, guys. Let's talk co-main event. And Cejudo, he gets the wrestling game going. And for the first time ever, Mighty Mouse was struggling to get anything going. Split decision calls and new. Let's hear the guys' thoughts. Matthew, I'll start with you this time. A new champ, was this a shock to you, mate?
It was a shock because, guys have come already in front of DJ and said, all the same stuff that... now, this is the surname that I struggle with. Cejudo?
Cejudo, I'd go for that. I don't know.
Cejudo. So, loads of guys have said the same sort of stuff that he did. I was feeling good about him because it's a rematch, and I thought he would learn from it. So, what a shock. And it wasn't even a case of DJ having an off day. It was both guys just going at it 100%. I think it was a great fight, and Cejudo controlled DJ very nicely on the mat, and that's not, that's a mean feat. That's pretty good to control DJ the way he did. What I just found really weird was Cejudo's left leg. Did you see it buckling in the first round?
Yeah, the ankle, yeah. He sort of rolled over on it.
Yeah, it was like, he said he got it from a leg kick, but he was rolling over on that thing. Like, he could have really damaged it. And I thought, I was watching it with a pal of mine, and we were both saying, he won't last on that leg for 5 rounds. But, fair play. He showed he had a good pair of balls on him. He stuck with it the entire fight, and it could have gone either way. I said to my mate, I said, look, I'm not even going to bother predicting it because it could be either one, depending on the judges. But it was a nice shock because I think the card could have done with a shock title change. So I'm glad that we got that.
It was definitely a shock to me, mate. Kev, what about you? Did you see this happening?
Well, absolutely not. I was actually quoted a week ago today as saying Henry Cejudo has no shot in this fight. After what we saw in the first fight, it was total domination on the part of Mighty Mouse, and I was hearing it from everybody how much more advanced that Henry Cejudo was. And I just didn't see it, man. I didn't see it. I didn't buy it. This is Mighty Mouse, right?
Mm-hmm.
No, I didn't see it coming at all. And nothing better could have happened for the division. Props to my brother from down south, the new Mexican champion, Ender Cejudo. My man, it couldn't happen to a better kid, really, And we get to see a trilogy fight. We tied up a trilogy we're going to talk about in a minute, and we got another rubber match coming. This is great for the sport. This next fight, I mean, I'm not sure how many eyes were on this pay-per-view, man, but I think that this could be the biggest fight that Demetrius Johnson's ever been in, maybe his biggest payday. I'm not saying he planned it out or anything. Obviously he was trying to win. It was a close fight, man. A lot of people had Johnson winning. And we get to see a rematch, and we get to see another great fight. So I think it's a win-win for everybody involved, if that makes any sense at all, since we've lost a dominant champion. Obviously, Demetrius Johnson did not win last night.
No,
but I
yeah.
think there's some winners coming on this deal.
Yeah, it's a long game, isn't it? You're right. It sets up things further down the lane that are bigger and better. Yeah, for sure, even despite the loss.
Well, he doesn't have to worry about getting another belt that the UFC somehow forgot to give him for defending his championship. So we got that. Hope we got the last one.
Let's talk main event. Garbrandt versus Dillashaw 2. We all knew the history going in, the rivalry, the hatred continued. Well, it continued more on Cody's side, I'll say that. Dillashaw keeping his cool, finished this guy again, finished him even quicker this time. Sky's the limit for old Snake in the Grass here. Let's hear some of the guys' thoughts. We'll start with Kev this time. Kevin, give me your thoughts for and still.
Cody Garbrandt is such a clown, man. It's ridiculous. He should just go ahead and get those tattoos all over his face so it's just all multicolored. Can't stand the dude. Got his comeuppance. Didn't have success. He had in the last fight he got smoked. He had some success. He didn't have any success in this fight, man. I mean, it was. This was TJ Dillashaw's moment to shine, man. And as much it's weird. Some cocky fighters I love, and some I can't stand. And I've never figured out why, but I definitely feel like Cody Garbrandt got what he deserved last night. And he's such a meathead, man. He's
yes.
The stuff he says is, I mean, he's terrible at it, but he's just so ornery. And TJ Dillashaw is just the polar opposite. This is the two type of people you get out there in California too, man. You get these hotheads.
Go on,
you get these real laid back. And I love the laid back dudes, And he's like a laid back surfer dude. And he couldn't care. This shit has been going on so long between them, and I'm gonna call it what it is. It's picking on him. They're picking on TJ Dillashaw, and they've been picking on him since he decided it was better for his career to go train with Dwayne Ludwig. And he's been banging ever since, right? So how bad of a decision was it?
Yeah.
I mean, he gets the better of Dominic Cruz. And now he's got the guy that knocked him off. And let's remember about TJ Dillashaw, this underdog story, man. They made a video game. He won the championship. He wasn't in it. Between the game and the game comes out, he ain't even fucking in the game.
Yep.
So let's get on Team TJ Dillashaw, dude. I can dig watching Cody Garbrandt fight all day, and I like seeing him. I like the way he fights, but I can't stand him personally. And some of the stuff he does inside the cage when he starts clowning, it's not clowning in the way that I like. It's not entertaining to me. It just makes me hate him more. But love and hate is there's a thin line between it, and you love seeing the guy you want to lose. You love seeing him lose. So that's where I'm at on the fight, man. TJ Dillashaw did exactly what he said he was going to do.
Yeah.
Cody Garbrandt. It's once you get tape on somebody and you're in the cage with them that long, man. I mean, once things go the same, the chances are it's going to go the same as the last fight went, and that's what we saw. It was just quicker.
Absolutely, mate, 100%. Matthew, tell us your thoughts on the main event for the Bantamweight title, sir.
Well, just going on from what Kev just said, TJ always said that alpha male held him back. They were all slaves to their egos. And I think last night has just 100% put that in stone. He's moved on, and I think in the first fight he liked to play he played up to the bad guy a bit, and Cody was trying to say that he was the innocent one, he's defending his team's honour. I think in this fight, crowd perception has swapped. and they were kind of like, well, TJ's moved on. He has visually shown improvement with his movement, his striking, just overall, he looks a better fighter.
Mm-hmm.
And Cody is staying and defending alpha male, but has just been destroyed twice by the guy who left. So, where does Cody go from here? That's the big question. He looked like, against Cruz, he looked like a complete fighter. I really thought...
Oh, he looked phenomenal, yeah.
Yeah, he was incredible, and he was goofing around in that fight. But when you are as good as he was performing, you can do it. But he's been destroyed twice. So, a clinical performance. What fight interests me now going forward? We were just speaking about the DJ fight. What we go forward. What interests me now? DJ versus TJ. DJ versus TJ sounded great. It did sound great.
Don't shoot your load just yet, because we've got loads of fan questions on this. But yeah, tease me, brother. Give me a little bit.
Okay, that's fine. I'll just say the fight that I would personally like to see in the future, maybe, is the only fight that I can see coming is a rematch between TJ and Cruz.
A rematch, yeah, and I'm hearing that a lot, to be fair. Do you know what I find interesting, guys? Right, TJ Dillashaw and Matthew, you're talking about like sort of embracing the villain. At last night's fight, when Buffer's announcing Dillashaw, he's still getting the boos, he's still getting the hatred, and yeah, he is loving it. He's sticking his tongue out and whatever. But can I be totally honest? Like, I was fed up with this rivalry like months before this fight was announced. Like, I wasn't invested the same way as I was. You know what I mean? Like, I don't care that he's left alpha male and anything anymore. I just wanted to see the fight. We didn't need any build-up videos to tell me, that whole story again. It was just an eye roller. I just want to see the two of them scrap.
Out.
Yeah, it totally has.
Maybe it's an American thing. Like, we're over here in the UK. We're not over there. Maybe it's an American thing. Maybe they get really invested with who's with what team. I don't know.
I think it's a UFC forcing it down your throat thing is what I think.
Yes, yeah. Those countdown shows, man, they love a good chung chung chung, and the guy narrating it's always to be continued. That beautiful husky tone. Anyway, let's move on to the favourite part of my show, and it's answering fan questions. Thanks to everybody who's got in touch, Facebook, Twitter. Keep hitting us up, guys. We've got lots to get through, because obviously we had the big fight announcements on Friday, I think it was, the night of the weigh-in. So yeah, lots to talk about. Some comments to get the way. Brian Shaw, good friend of the show. Last night, the last two fights were awesome. Great finish for TJ and a close battle with DJ and Cejudo. I would have liked to have seen Henry a little more active on the ground, but I think he did what he needed to take the win. I'm going to rewatch it today. Thanks for getting in touch, mate. John Alexander's asking, TJ Dillashaw has to beat Cruz before I call him the greatest of all time at the GOAT at Bantamweight, greatest of all time at Bantamweight. Oxymoron. Garbrandt was outclassed. TJ had too many weapons, way too high fight IQ, just overall a better fighter. Cody needs to mature, shape up. He's only 26, but should be good in a few years, I think. What do you think?
That was a lot of information.
The fucking lot going on there, mate.
I want to give a shout out to Kevin Trailblazer Holland. He's from Fort Worth. Trains in the Kung Fu style. Dude's a bad boy. He fought Thiago Santos and let off the card last night. Keep your eyes on this kid, man. He's young. He's hungry. And I saw him in his second fight he fought down here in Lubbock. When prospects fill in last minute for the UFC and make their debut on the main card, no less, they get put on the bone for the next time. He went the distance with Thiago Santos. It was a tough out for anybody in that division. Let's pull for Kevin Trailblazer Holland in his next fight.
Fair play, mate. Let's move on. Alan Ball. Till has got Woodley's number. Connor has Khabib's. I'm looking so forward to the next months. It's a great time to be a fight fan. May the best man win, and may the best man make weight. Right, okay, mate. Fair enough. Brian Griffith, the most dominant champion in history, loses his title to that crap performance. I can't think of a single significant strike Henry landed. People still winning fights in 2018 by taking someone down and holding them there, landing zero damage, zero threats of submission.
Blame the new rules. I mean, these new rules are, most everybody has taken them into effect by now, and it's the new scoring system. If the round's wrestling dominant, nothing else is supposed to matter now, and that's how they're supposed to score the round. There used to be, level criteria. The scoring system in MMA, it needed an overhaul, and the overhaul it got was not what it is. But they simplified it for the judges, and the judges judged it the way that they do. Anytime you're in a fight, that's what they call it, leaving it in the judge's hands for a reason, man. You have no idea what the assholes are going to do around there. and also to point out too, I mean, this sport is still very young, and most of the judges in there, you have no idea how long they've been watching or what they understand about what they're watching. And what you understand and what somebody else understands could be two totally different things. There's a very simple method that people always say about scoring fights. If you've never watched fights before, at the end of the round, who would you want it to be at the end of the round? And they've tried to simplify it down to that process, going between striking and grappling. And when one takes place to the other, you're not even supposed to consider what happened to the other one. It's fucked up, but it is what it is.
I think it also depends on people's perception on what they want to see from an MMA fight. I mean,
exactly.
I think that's the thing, but it's mixed martial arts. If a guy is there to wrestle the other guy to the ground and keep him there and do what they do best, which is jiu-jitsu, keep him on the mat, wrestle them, or if you want to call it, dry hump them to death. It's
man-on-man action.
It's a martial art. Like, if that is their specialty, and especially if it's like for a title or for like a high-ranking position, you're going to do what's strongest to you. You're not going to go out there and think, oh, well, the crowd would prefer me to, they'd probably prefer me to punch, so maybe I should just do striking when it's not my strongest point. That ain't going to happen, So that's why you pick what pay-per-views you want to watch. If you like striking, you go and watch the,
Exactly.
Abu Dhabi is getting a couple bucks from every one of those pay-per-views. I never miss a chance to mention that. So you got to be very careful what type of money you're giving to that country.
It's got all kinds of political now. Let's move on, shall we? Gareth Evans.
Political connotations included.
Pre and during the show. Gareth Evans, thanks for getting in touch, mate. UFC and BT part ways in December. What is this 11 channel and how will it work for UFC here in the UK? P.S. Brett the Pikey Johns, God bless you, lad. What a heart last night. Yeah, that fight was amazing, man. I don't know, Matthew, can you shed any light on this 11 stuff?
So, I'll be honest, I haven't looked into it specifically yet because what I read is that the BT Sport deal wasn't a done deal yet. It wasn't completely off yet. It might be now, but whatever the UFC decides to do and whoever they decide to go with, I'll be going with them because it's my only route of doing it properly. So, I mean, I've occasionally gone to like online streams and stuff, but I just hate like panicking and trying to look for a stream right before the event. So, BT Sport, I like the product that they give out. The timing is my main issue. The 3 a.m. to 6 a.m. for the main card, that's my issue. That's not going to change. So, whoever takes on this UFC deal, I will be getting their product because it's the easiest way for me to watch it.
That's it, man.
I got 4 words for the question. Abu Dhabi, 10%.
It's an Abu Dhabi kind of night.
What have you got against Abu Dhabi, Kev? God.
Oh, don't open up that can of worms, man. No.
Buildings and shit, I don't know.
I'm trying to sway it back to the UFC chat. Let's carry on with Bill Wilker, good friend of the show, mate. Thanks for hitting us up. Who showed more guts last night, Brett Johns or Holland? I don't know if any of you guys saw this fight, but it was phenomenal, man. My man Brett Johns, what a heart.
Brett showed great heart. I think he had. I haven't rewatched that fight yet, but I think he had like 5 submission attempts on him in like 2 rounds.
And the leg kicks as well. His legs were destroyed, but
mate, yeah, he was destroyed. I can't believe he wasn't finished, to be honest. So yeah.
Brett John's a Welsh fighter, right?
Yes, sir. Yeah.
Somebody once told me that there was 100,000 people named Jones in Wales, or 1 million people that were named Jones in Wales, and
I think that was me.
I think the population down there was 500. Yeah, that was you, John Boy. Very sorry to see my fellow Welsh comrade fall in show up. I didn't see the fight, but I saw him in the L column, and that made me a little sad.
Oh, it's a great fight though. Headliner of the prelims, I want to say last night.
Johns,
Brett
get a pull
Johns.
for that guy.
Second ever calf slicer in the UFC. He fought up here in UFC Glasgow last year. I got a chance to meet him, and yeah, he's a nice guy, man. He's a good fight. The pikey, he's a good scrapper. I definitely recommend these fights, mate. Guys, let's move on to Twitter. We've got at Scottish MMA who says he's talking about Cejudo and Mighty Mouse. I scored at 3-2. But found some rounds really close. DJ definitely deserves a rematch, and I'll expect he probably wins that too. Thanks, mate. At sbets_MMA, didn't watch it as a judge, but my initial reaction was Cejudo 3-2, but expected the split. DJ being the second longest reigning champion ever, 100% deserves a rematch. I'd like to watch TJ cement his own legacy by beating Dominic Cruz.
Didn't score the fight. Man, I would love both the rematch. I think is what we need right now, and Demetrius Johnson. I think he deserves whatever fight that he can that he wants with what he's accomplished. But I hate using the word deserve, man. I went off on the show this morning about it.
Yeah.
Deserve isn't in there. He's earned an immediate rematch. He's earned a bigger payday, if that draws some more views. But I don't know, man. I'm now started thinking about this word deserve and how much I hate it. I hate that. I hate the word deserve, and I hate the word fair. People fight fair. I mean, did you see a Ferris wheel outside the arena when you walked in?
Yeah.
You're not at the fair, bro.
Yeah.
Deserve's got, and then my favorite quote from William Monday from deserve has nothing to do with
it. Yep. You said it, kid.
I totally agree, and that the way that question was worded at the start, it basically what I think. I don't think in my head DJ versus TJ when they were both champions had a good ring to it. TJ versus Cejudo doesn't. I'm glad that Cejudo is now the champion, and he's a really nice guy, and I hope he has a good long reign. But at the moment, he just doesn't have a lot of spice to it for me personally. So I would like to see TJ Cruz next and a rematch for DJ.
Definitely. Final one from Facebook. Victor Vargas, my man. He says, will the flyweight division now get hotter with Cejudo's win and the addition of prospects like Alex Perez?
I kept thinking about Victor's beard during the question. What was the question again?
I don't know.
I love you, Victor.
I love you too, brother. He said, will the flyweight division now get hotter with Cejudo's win and the addition of prospects like Alex Perez? Oh, man, that's funny.
Well, I think it all depends on what happens next between Demetrius Johnson and Henry Cejudo. If Demetrius Johnson wins a rematch, I'm not sure we're not back in square one where he's just back cleaning out the division for the second time in a row. But if Henry Cejudo could win again, man, I think it's wide open, dude. I mean, I think, and the thing is too, I was talking about this morning was Joseph Benavidez. He's a perennial number one in that division. I mean, he's lost to DJ twice. He doesn't want another fight with him. It's like he knows he can't beat him. He's been deserving this. Whenever I said this a while back, and people might hate me for this, but if you just had Joseph Benavidez and Demetrius Johnson fight each other best out of 7 and shut down the damn division, I wouldn't have been mad about it. Yeah. But yes, we have new life in this division now, and it's because of Henry Cejudo. Viva la Mexico!
What do you think, Matthew? Do you think the division's got a whole lot more exciting now?
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah, absolutely. I think it was getting. I don't know how the UFC would see it, but I think if DJ retained last night, it would be a case of God, where do we go? Obviously the super fight would have been great, but I don't think they want to do that too often. They seem like they want to do it a lot of the time, but I think to keep a division legit, I think they'd be struggling now if DJ is still champion. So it depends if what happens in the rematch, if we get the rematch, that is.
Definitely.
And the problem with the super fight is if DJ wins that fight, then what happens to the division too? You know what I mean? I'm talking about previous to the loss. I think you keep it in house, man. And there's eyes on 125 pounds now.
Yeah, definitely. Or of course, there is the option of DJ literally just moving a division, not going for the super fight, but saying, right, I'm going up to bantamweight and I'm going to work my way up.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
That'd be fresh.
Whatever he wants to do, I think he's earned to make that decision and for them to cater to it.
Okay, here's the question coming from me. We've got the announcement: Conor versus Khabib. How does it go down? What's your predictions, lads?
Khabib gets injured before the fight. They plug in Jeremy. Yeah. Listen, you want my bold prediction for 2018, baby?
Yes.
There it is.
Yes.
Jeremy Stephens versus Conor McGregor on October 6th. Stephens is going to be ready to go, baby. He's red hot. He don't mind moving up, fighting at $155, and this is what's going down. Jeremy Stephens, if they hopefully, and it sounds really fucked up to say this, but hopefully the injury happens early so they get some time to promote this shit, and that's a moneymaker. Conor versus anybody would have sold. And as far as if they do get in there and square off, Conor, they're both facing something that they've never had put in front of them before. And it's not so much Conor's power, dude. It's his intelligence when he fights. He just sees shit that other people don't see. And you know how much I hate the guy. But I mean, he sees stuff before you do it. He doesn't need to see you make a mistake. Yep. He knows what mistake you're going to make. It's wild. So he hasn't ever faced a striker like that. Khabib, I mean, it's pretty simple, man. You know, it's can Khabib close the distance, take him down without taking some shots? Or if he takes those shots, are they going to put him out? The longer the fight goes, of course, we're going to favor Khabib in the duel. But he's got to get there, right?
Yes.
Khabib's never seen that coming in. Then the type of waters, the type of deep waters, it reminds me of an old Bobby Gunn quote, who fought on the bare knuckle boxing pay-per-view a while back. He's the unofficial bare knuckle boxing champion. Tony Gunn, I think he held the IBF title. He was a great cruiserweight boxer. And he said one time about fighting on that level, he said, it's like being in the ocean with great whites. And so I am a great white, and I've been there before, you know. Both these guys fit that mold. And whatever waters that Khabib wants to take him in, the longer the fight goes, Conor will not be a great white in the waters that he's taking him to.
Fair play, mate. Matthew, what you got? Khabib, Conor, let's hear it.
I'll try and keep this a bit short because I could literally talk about this for about an hour. I have said on this show, I love Conor when he's in that fighting mode. I don't know if you guys have seen his film, but when he's in that mode and he's showing the fire that he showed on that documentary, there's nothing better. You know, he will sell a fight better than anybody, and his vision, his power that he has from somebody who is quite small is insane. And I think the matchup with Khabib added to the fact that there is now that extra fire. I'm not saying that Conor was right attacking the bus and stuff, but the added fire that there is there now, I can see Khabib either screwing up his weight cut or getting injured, to be honest. And as Kev said, I would love to see Conor and Jeremy Stephens, because obviously they do have that past with who the fuck is that guy? At the press conference. So there is that fire.
That was a great impression.
Yeah, thanks. No, I'm awful at accents. Don't make me do it again.
No, that was great. No, that was good. It sounded more American than Irish, but I like it.
I give it a go. But no, I'd like to see Conor and Stephens fight when they, like you said, they have like a good time to promote it, because I think that'd be great. But Kevin Lee has already come out in an interview and said, I'm training ready, because he said himself, Khabib isn't going to make it, so I'm training ready for Conor. Like, this fight has got about 10 people scrambling for it, and that is the power that Conor has. So if he's back for good, then I'm the happiest guy alive. But if he's back just to come back, fight once, and then go away for 2 years, I'd rather he just didn't bother. You know what I mean?
I truly think that he will fight again. He'll fight this fight, depending on how it goes. He's going to fight again around January. I think he's back. I think he's back and he's going to establish himself. But I'll equate this fight. I'm going to lead y'all with this. I'm going to equate the fight to Rocky, man. This is the European telling of Rocky. We got the Irish guy versus the Russian guy. But where we got to find it out, it's more like Rocky 3 than it's like Rocky 4. And is this going to be the first fight in Rocky 3, or is it going to be the second one? You know what I mean?
Tremendous. Adrian! That's all I think about when I think about Rocky films. It's just him shouting on Adrian.
Oh, man.
Adrian.
Fucking, that is gold on film right there, bro. Rocky 1, that's my shit.
Tremendous. Well, there you have it, guys. So many great fights ahead, but at this moment we are indeed out of time. Thank you so much for hitting me up with your fine questions, and I want to extend my thanks to the panel here today as well. Off the floor, firstly to Matthew Penny. Matt, a pleasure to get your time, mate. Tell the listeners all about the work you do online, MMA Nature, where they hit you up, sir.
Yeah, cheers. So we're online at mmanature.co.uk. Not a massive going on at the website at the moment, but it's due to pick up quite shortly. But follow us on Twitter at MMA Nature. That is, I'm a social media guy, so I like to get a lot of discussion on there. I like to get a good community going on there. So give us a follow. We tweet, loads of stuff during the day. So give us a comment. We get good discussions going. So hit us up there.
It's Kevin Jones at the Vein Event. Let our listeners know where to check you out online, big man.
I totally missed my chance to do my Rocky impersonation off of old Brisk lemon iced tea commercial. But if you want to hear that impersonation, text me in Sunday mornings. And the text number is 75044, man. It's that short code. You send a text, it'll get right to us. Hell, send one in right now. I'll tell them to remind me about it. But it's from 8 to 9 Sunday mornings, the worst time spot you can probably get on the radio. But we are talking boxing and MMA, the only live boxing MMA show in West Texas. And that is, again, at 8 to 9. If you're in the vicinity, it's 97.3 on your FM dial. T973.com is where you can listen to the podcast or the show live anytime you want to. Download that T973 app in your app store today.
There you go, guys. If you've liked this podcast, be sure to subscribe on iTunes. We're live every Sunday, 8:30pm UK time, talking all things in mixed martial arts. Go to facebook.com/martial arts chat and give us a like there, or you can follow us on Twitter at martial arts chat. Subscribe on iTunes, and also check us out at speaker.com/martial arts chat. John Boy McElroy, and I'll catch you next time on the Roundtable.